Do you ever just finish something? I know, it's a foreign concept for some of you, but on those rare occasions that you do finish something, how do you feel? Empty. I usually feel pretty damn empty when I finish something that I really enjoyed. This Post Peak PTSD, as I like to call it, can sometimes be so bad for me that I feel so empty that I just don't even want to do anything else. Sometimes it's the opposite. I try so hard to fill this void left in my life that I start binging anything and everything like crazy. One way or the other, I definitely have a problem when it comes to finishing things. Now, these sort of reactions only really come to me when I have really enjoyed whatever it is that I was doing. Within the past year, I finished the show Game of Thrones. While watching it, I became invested in the world and characters, which was why I kept with it. In hindsight, I didn't overly love the show, nor did I dislike it. As a result, I didn't have any strong emotions toward the ending like most people do, and it was easy for me to move on from it. On the flip side, after finishing Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I declared it to be my favorite game of all time and patiently waited for the DLC. When that was released, I played and beat it in a week. After finishing, I felt incredibly empty inside and it became hard for me to stick to anything else. Since then, I've played through Tears of the Kingdom and Final Fantasy VII Remake DLC, and that's it. I've started and continued other games and never finished them. On the hunt for something that resembled Xenoblade, I ended up starting Xenoblade Chronicles X. I felt like a drug addict chasing a high, and the high was the dopamine that I got while playing my favorite game.
You've been eye-guzzling that show for 58 episodes. But oh god, there they are. The final credits. You've fallen into a showhole.
According to Dr. Goyani da Silva, our brains code all experiences, be it watched on TV, experienced live, read in a book, or imagined, as real memories. So when watching a TV program, the areas of the brain that are activated are the same as when experiencing a live event. We get drawn into storylines, become attached to characters, and truly care about outcomes of conflicts. Having something that you became so invested in suddenly taken away can do a number on your mental state. For all intents and purposes, these characters you spent so much time with are like real people to you. For some, it may even feel as if they lost someone very close to them. I think it goes without saying that these two ideas have a significant difference in impact, but I do feel that the analogy can be made. Some people really are heavily influenced by the emotions and feelings that come from stories. There's a reason why some people cry when watching a movie. And as much as our brains determine something as real, writers sometimes write the most real thing that they can. A while back, I started a rewatch of one of my favorite anime of all time, Angel Beats. If you know anything about the show, you know that the ending punches you in the gut and there's nothing you can do about it. During this rewatch, when I reached the last 4 episodes of the series, I knew what was going to happen. I know how the story plays out, and I didn't want to deal with the emotions of being incredibly sad yet happy, as well as having the repercussions of being done with the series all over again, so I stopped. I didn't want to re-experience the post-series depression I knew I probably would. During one of my rewatches of Angel Beats, I was showing it to Skylar. I love showing people things that I have enjoyed so much. I'd done it before this time, and I certainly have done it since. This time watching Angel Beats with Skylar cemented in my brain that I love showing people the things that I love. Getting to explain the intricacies of the plot and watching him get the realization of what was going on was euphoric. I watched a video by Yakko a couple months back that perfectly put my feelings into words.
Where you feel fantastically hollow on the inside after finishing it and can only rekindle the joy by forcing everyone you know to play it and experiencing the discovery again vicariously through them.
Rewatching Angel Beats through Skylar's eyes, I was able to relive some of the same emotions that I originally had when I watched it for the first time. This is just one of those things that I do to cope when I finish something. Sometimes I end up enjoying the process of showing somebody something more than I actually enjoy doing it for the first time myself. Rewatching or redoing anything has become second nature to me. Too many times to count that I would finish something and then start right back over with it, especially if the same story was told in a different medium. Being the weeb that I am, this tends to happen far too often. I'll be watching an anime, finish it, and then begin reading the manga from the very beginning to either continue the story or just get another hit. It's quite addicting when you find something that just scratches every single one of your itches. I was recently talking with my non-gamer brother who I'd lent my Switch and a copy of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom to. When I gave it to him, he played for about an hour, had fun, and called it. About 2 weeks later, he picked it back up, and something triggered for him and he couldn't put it down. Zelda consumed all of his free time. His YouTube recommendations became flooded with only Zelda videos, and even his wife told him that he's becoming a gamer. As he told me this, I was incredibly envious. One reason was that I'd already played my fill of the game and wasn't nearly as engrossed with it as he was. I enjoyed the game thoroughly, but it didn't overcome my life nearly as much as Xenoblade did. And the second reason was that I currently don't have that in my life. Like some sort of junkie, I told him that I wish I had something in my life that was as addicting as he described it was for him. I've said before that I wish there was an MMO that I liked that I could get addicted to because I crave that gaming experience. To be honest, I'm a straight up lunatic for even thinking that. The amount of horrific stories I've heard dealing with MMO addiction, you'd think that it'd be enough for me to never want something like that. But those MMOs don't end. The games that I love all end, which ultimately leads to a moment of sadness and depression. Look, I don't actually want that. I just want to find and enjoy the dumb things that my dumb brain decides that I like, just like you want to find and enjoy the dumb things that your dumb brain decides you like. We all find entertainment from a variety of different things, and they have or will eventually come to an end. A book you're reading, a game you're playing, a sports season you're following, a holiday you love, an outfit will go out of style, your plants may die, Taco Bell will get rid of nacho fries again, your favorite pen may go out of ink, your car might break down, and yes, that MMO you love so much will eventually go offline someday. All of the things that we love can and probably will end at some point. But that's okay. There are so many different ways to cope when you finish something. You can talk with your friends about it. You can see what other people are saying about it online. You can research more information about it. You can re-watch or redo it. And yeah, you can get that high from watching somebody else experience the same thing that you just did. Don't be sad that whatever you enjoyed is over. Be happy that you enjoyed it as much as you did. And don't forget, there's always something else out there waiting to be finished by you. So get out there and finish something.